I took my client Sarah from this to this, and I want to show you exactly how we did it. She's feeling more confident, she's leaner, she has more energy, she's down 43 pounds. The list goes on. This girl has changed her entire life in my program the last year and a half, and I want to show you the program creation process. My thought process when I am giving my clients macro splits and workout plans in the hopes that you can apply this to your own fitness journey too. And the best part, we did this without fasted cardio, without a single diet, without low carb, without hours of cardio a week, no extremes, just daily habits and a whole new lifestyle change. When a client signs up for my program, the first thing I have them do is fill out a form so I get a full snapshot of their current lifestyle, their goals, their habits. I look at what needs to be improved, and then I start the program creation from there. When Sarah joined, she wanted to get toned, reduce body fat percentage, and lose 30 pounds. We definitely surpassed that. She described that she was a beginner with training. She wanted to do 5 workouts per week. She gave me her availability. She has 2 hours to train, wanted a gym plan, and all of my clients give me the equipment they have access to. And she didn't really have a training routine when it came to lifting weights. She was pretty new to it and hasn't really lifted weights before in the gym, at least consistently. She was doing a lot of cardio. I saw that she was actually doing running 2 to 3 times per week and cycle bar twice per week. Her job is very physical. She works in a hospital and rehab role. She's often helping people get out of bed and walk. She's on her feet for at least about half of her 8-hour day, and then the other half she spent at a computer. She was also 0 out of 10 familiar with tracking macros and hasn't noticed really much of a change in her body at all, even while trying to eat healthy and doing tons of cardio. Now we let the program creation begin. So the first thing that I noticed is Sarah was doing too much cardio, which is a very common struggle that I see with a lot of women. Doing cardio, yes, maybe it's burning calories, but burning calories is not the goal if you want to get lean and build muscle. You want to lose body fat, build muscle, and that means we have to get into the weight room. So I started building Sarah out a weight training program, and instead of doing 6 workouts per week that were heavily cardio focused, we dropped down to 4 weight training workouts per week. I have an awesome app that all of my clients get to use where they can see all of their workouts on the app with all of the different videos, and I actually have talked through exercise tutorials of how to do every single exercise too, with instructions of every single exercise too. Since I knew that Sarah was a beginner to weight training, I want to make sure that she's doing the form correctly, because even though you could be lifting weights or checking off your workouts, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see progress. It's not just about lifting heavy, it's about lifting with an intention. Which brings me to this next point that a lot of women aren't doing, and it's sabotaging their progress in the gym, is tracking and logging their workouts. In the app, I can actually see what all of my clients are doing, how much weight they're lifting, how many reps they did. And this is such a game changer to your progress, because if you're just walking in the gym and you're kind of winging it, you're doing some machines here, doing some other machines there, but you don't actually have an app where you can log your weights, you can put in the reps you did and the weight that you lifted, and you're not tracking your progress over time, you're not applying this one thing, and it's the only way you're gonna build muscle is training with progressive overload. Now, there are different ways to apply progressive overload. It's not just about lifting heavier. You can get better with your tempo of the exercise. You don't want to be doing them super fast. You can get better with your range of motion, meaning, for example, maybe you get deeper into a squat instead of stopping up halfway. You get more range of motion. Maybe you also add an extra rep. So when I program workouts for my clients, they might see that I put 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. You want to use your rep ranges as a base, not something that you have to follow every single time. The goal shouldn't be training to hit a specific rep range. It should be to hit a specific RPE, which is your rate of perceived exertion. For example, I can see in the app that Sarah rated this workout as a 10 out of 10, and that's what I love to see, because that means that she is pushing herself. She's leaving no fuel in the tank, and she's leaving it all out there. And that is how you truly train to build muscle, and that's how Sarah has changed her body composition. She's not just trying to sweat, she's not just trying to burn calories, she's also just not going through the motions in her workout. She's pushing herself, she's getting stronger, we're tracking and logging her lifts, and she's training with progressive overload over time. But logging your workouts is not the only thing you should be logging. You should also be measuring your weight and your progress. So in my training app, my clients have a place where they can log their weight, and we can see Sarah's beautiful weight loss graph over the last about year and a half. She joined February 2024 at 193. She is now down to 148, which is incredible. We surpassed her original goal. You guys saw on her questionnaire, she wanted to lose 30 pounds. We're down over 40 pounds now. And one of the reasons why Sarah has made amazing progress like this is because she's been logging her weight over time. She doesn't avoid the scale. She steps on the scale, tracks it as data, puts it in the app, and then moves on with her life. It's not something that you need to obsess over, but it is something that you need to be aware of. You cannot manage what you don't measure. The more you measure, the more effort and focus and energy you're putting in that area. So subconsciously, your habits start to line up with the goal that you have. Just like if you want to hit a financial goal, you probably start tracking your spending. It's the same thing with your weight and your workouts. Which brings me to the next point, but tracking your weight is also not the only thing you should be tracking in addition to your workouts. You also need this, and this is the foundation of everything, your nutrition. I saw that Sarah was eating healthy, but she didn't have structure with her nutrition. Eating healthy is not enough to lose weight. You need to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit. So I calculated Sarah's macros of where I wanted to start her at. I do not use an online calculator, and I don't recommend those either because they don't know everything about your body. When I'm giving my clients a calorie split, a macro split, or a calorie goal, I don't just look at their height, weight, age, and activity level, because that's not everything that needs to be taken into consideration when determining what your macros should be. I also look at their current eating habits. I also look at their experience with tracking macros. If I have a client who comes in and she's never tracked macros before, and her diet is naturally a very low protein diet, say you put your information into an online calculator and it would spit out eating 150 grams of protein a day. Well, for someone who's never tracked macros before, who doesn't eat a lot of protein, who's maybe eating 100 grams of protein or less, going from 100 grams of protein to 150 a day is a huge jump. So I also look at what is going to be realistic for my clients to actually hit consistently. So I did start Sarah in a slight calorie deficit, nothing extreme because we don't do that over here, but I structure her macros in a way that makes her feel full. So it feels like she's eating more food, but she's really consuming less calories. And we do that by sharing amazing recipe packs to all of our clients. And each month we upload new recipes for them to try that are super high protein, delicious, and filling. And there's even a barcode where they can scan the recipe and it uploads it to MyFitnessPal for them. But honestly, the nutrition, the training, the workouts will mean nothing if you don't have this, the right mindset to keep you going. The first thing I had Sarah do, and what I have all of my new clients do when they join our program, is they need to sit down and create a vision video. And what this is you sit down and you write a letter to yourself a year from now. And you say, "Dear Sarah, it is August 14th, 2026, and you have lost the 30 pounds. You are strong, you are lean. This is what your finances look like. You're in this relationship, you're living in this city." You explain all the goals that you have over this next year that you want to accomplish, and you write yourself a letter in the past tense as if you've already hit these goals. Then we take it a step further, and I had Sarah take a video of herself reading the letter out loud. And the point is, you need to listen to this video every single day throughout the duration of your fitness journey. Now, of course, we have days where maybe you don't listen to the video, maybe you don't read your goals, but for the most part, Sarah did say that that one habit, that one task she did at the beginning of the program really fueled her fire to keep going. Because life is not going to be perfect, and Sarah did not wait until her life slowed down or until she felt 100% ready, because she knew there's never going to be a perfect time to start. It's not about starting when your life is stress-free. It's about learning the skills required to stay consistent no matter what happens in your life. Sarah has been through many ups and downs over the last year and a half. We all have. We all have family drama, we have work stress, we have things that come out of the blue that are unexpected, but life is not about what happens to you, it's about how you navigate it. What are you still going to create, and how are you going to show up despite your circumstances? And Sarah is such a great example of that. But even once you have the right macros, the right mindset, you've got the right workouts, you still need one more thing to really see progress like Sarah did, and that is the right adjustments over time and the right accountability. No one is going to stay at the same macros forever. No one should stay at the same program forever. You also should not be changing up things too often, and this is a mistake that I see so many women do. It's usually the second one, where they feel like something's not working after doing it for a couple of weeks, and then we jump ship and we're on to the next thing. You try the next trend, the next class that you see, the next diet that you see trending on TikTok, and your problem is you cannot stay focused. I'm proud of Sarah because she went all in. She trusted the process and followed the game plan that I gave her. She realized that once you invest in a coach, once you join a program, you are now committing to this process. You should not be doing extra things or other things or trying things on your own or jumping ship every 2 weeks to something else, because that is why you're not seeing progress. You need to be consistent, not just for 2 weeks, not just for 4 weeks, not even for 6 months. This is a new lifestyle change where you've got to change your entire lifestyle and be consistent the rest of your life. But being consistent doesn't mean that you are perfect. Which brings me to the next point, is accountability. Sarah has been able to stay consistent over this last 1.5 years because she's had accountability. Because we do bi-weekly check-ins to monitor her feedback. We look at her biofeedback, we look at her weight, I look at her workouts, her strength, her appetite, and we may or may not make changes as we go. And sometimes our clients need a little bit of extra support. We all fall off the wagon sometimes, but when you're doing it alone, it's really hard to get yourself back up. But when you have a community, you have support, you have accountability, you have people believing in you and reminding you why you started this journey, that is how you ultimately succeed. Which is why I even have a coach for myself. I've been doing this for 8 years. I could easily give myself a workout program and macros, but I choose to invest in a coach for me too, because I also need accountability. And it also saves me so much time. I'm busy. I want to outsource that stuff. I want someone else to make my program for me so I can then focus on my career and my relationships, and I don't even need to think about how much to eat, what workouts to do. I just follow something that works for me. And when you invest in yourself, it's the ultimate form of self-respect. You're also learning from people who have the goal that you want, and that's truly how you move forward in life. It's not about trying on your own, doing trial and error, doing the guesswork. That's how you never reach your goal, because if you knew what to do, you would already be at your goal by now. So there's power in putting your ego to the side and saying, I don't know what to do. I'm going to invest in someone who has what I want and who knows how to get there and has helped other people get there too. That way I can reach this goal for myself. And that's exactly what Sarah did. Now that Sarah is down over 40 pounds, not only has her physique drastically changed, but her mindset has too. Before joining the program, she told me that she was irritable, she was comparing herself, and she just was not feeling like the best version of herself. She knew that she was capable of more. She had the drive, she had the vision, she just didn't have the strategy. And when she joined the program, that's when I was able to give her the game plan. Before joining, she mentioned that she would spend a lot of money on online shopping, getting clothes, going on vacations, but she couldn't even enjoy these things that she was spending money on because she was so unconfident in her body. Now she's able to wear the clothes she wants to wear. She can walk in her life with confidence, and that's because she invested in herself. Because when you invest in your health, there should be no budget for that. It's something that gives you more life and lets you enjoy your time on earth more. I see too many women shrinking back and not investing in their health to save time and to save money, but then they're not even enjoying the time that they do have. They're not even enjoying the things that they spend their money on because they are unhealthy, they are unconfident, and they hate what they see looking in the mirror. If that sounds like you can make a change. And if you want me to make you a game plan just like I did for Sarah, I want you to message me custom plan on Instagram. It's at HallieJuneFit. Just message me the words custom plan and I'll create a game plan just like this for you too.